Wakanda Forever. It's Wakanda Forever Day, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever? It's today, guys. We're going to go out and see it. I'm seeing it in just 4 hours, guys. And I'm starting to get a little bit hyped. Are you guys? That's cool. And what else is cool? The John Wick Chapter 4 trailer just dropped, and my reactions for that is up on the channel right now, so go check that out. What other big movie news is out today? Yeah, we do movie news headlines here for movie fans, live news. So what else are we going to be talking about? Constantine 2, talking about Keanu Reeves. Galaxy Quest 2, really? Can that still happen? Mortal Kombat 2, that's something I really want to talk about for sure. And we're going to try something else a little bit today. We're going to run through a bunch of the headlines and we're going to call it Hit or Miss. Is it something that you want to listen to, or is it something that we can just disregard? Because we'll do that after we do these 10 main topics here. Well, let's start off today by talking about that John Wick Chapter 4 trailer that just dropped, because it kind of came out of the blue for me, and I wasn't expecting it. But I'm guessing because of Wakanda Forever opening up today, that's why they decided to drop that trailer. So let's just pull up the IMDb first, and then we'll go all over and take a look at some of the screenshots for it. John Wick Chapter 4. Here's the official poster. Keanu Reeves, March 24th, 2023 is when this is dropping. John Wick takes on his most lethal adversaries yet in the upcoming 4th installment of the series. With the price on his head ever increasing, Wick takes his fight against the High Table Global as he seeks out most powerful players in the underworld, which is going to be like Donnie Yen, right? We've seen Donnie Yen in the trailer, and that was cool. From New York to Paris to Osaka to Berlin. Yeah, Lionsgate presents Thunder Road Films, and you got that impression from the trailer that it's definitely going all over the globe. From Chad Stileski. Yeah, Donnie Yen's going to be in this, and it shows them fighting in the trailer, so it's kind of like that's. Oh, I can't wait to see that scene. Like the fight scenes in this are going to be great. Bill Skarsgård is going to be one of the big bad guys in this, I think. Hiroyuki Sanada, he's our Scorpion, right? And he was also in a bunch of other stuff. He was just in Bullet Train. You'll recognize him if you saw him. Lawrence Fishburne's in this, so that's cool. Lance Reddick is back as the hotel. The Continental concierge guy, so that's cool. Ian McShane is back in this, and he's going to be also in Ballerina, the spinoff, and we talked about that yesterday. Scott Adkins is going to be somebody that a lot of people will be like, yeah, Clancy Brown, Natalia Tena. Cool. The only person that I'm not seeing is the normal go-to guy that he goes to get his weapons from. The guy who originally did the voice of Darth Maul. But let's go over and take a look at that trailer, guys. Let's take a look at some of the snapshots for this, because it was awesome. John Wick Chapter 4. Yeah, it starts off with him in a church. I guess he's trying to pay respects to his dead wife, and Donnie Yen's just sitting in there with nice shades. I like the rims. Yeah, cool. And he's just talking about, do you pray to your wife? Do you think you're actually going to get through to her? And he's like, no, but maybe not. And he's like, well, it's going to be time to die. And he's like, maybe not. And then, yeah, I'm guessing they're going to start a fight there. There's Hiroyuki Sanada right there. Hiroyuki Sanada. Bill Skarsgård, obviously in a tailored suit of some kind. He's like the big rich bad guy who employs all like the minions and such. Ian McShane's also in this. I thought he relinquished his control of the Continental in the last episode. So I'm going to have to rewatch that one. I thought he lost control of it, but maybe not. Maybe I forgot about that one. Oh, that's Scott Adkins right there, right? So he's going to be like the henchman of Bill Skarsgård wearing a 3-piece. What is that, a tie, or is that kind of like a... Weird. Yeah. But it's good to see Keanu back. I think that's going to be cool. A lot of churches in this for some reason, right? Because I guess he's going to be praying and stuff. Our Glass Viking says, I kind of wish Donnie Yen was the good guy helping John Wick, like Halle Berry, but it could be a great head-to-head. Yeah. Well, maybe they could start off fighting and then realize that they should probably fight for the same goal. And it looks like Lawrence Fishburne's character in this one is kind of picking up that role of handing him the weapons and the stuff like that, instead of that guy who played Darth Maul. His voice, at least, in Phantom Menace. I forgot his name. But he was in the other John Wicks. He was the guy that he went in to get his suit from and stuff like that, get his weapons. Yeah, you see Paris. You see them in the desert. And like the cinematography looks like they've stepped it up here. Like they've taken it to another level. You know that the stunt work in this is going to be phenomenal. Oh, there's Clancy Brown right there. Okay. It looks like he's a clergyman or something. It looks like he's got some kind of robes on or something. Skarsgård, yeah. That's so cool. And Skarsgård, his stock is on the rise for sure. Because people did like him as Pennywise, but he's also going to be he's also going to be the Crow next. They just wrapped up the Crow, so he's going to be in that too. So you know, he was just in Barbarian too, that a lot of people like that I didn't get to see yet, but I will hopefully soon, guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This looks phenomenal. Like the trailer, like look at this set design here, some kind of nightclub, them fighting there. You know that the fight choreography on this is going to be special, right? Like they always put their efforts into that, and just seeing him like beat somebody with like a hammer or stick, I was like, wow, bring it on. I can't wait for it. And then there's like a stairwell scene here. All these guys, kind of like a scene out of Old Boy, right? Where he's fighting in that warehouse, but it's just like he's going up the stairs, fighting all of them. Wow. And that's cool. That's cool. Now, I think it ends with, yeah, I don't know who this girl is. Who is this girl? Yeah. Kind of blurry. We don't get to see that much of her. But maybe she's on the good side. Of course, he's in his car. See, there's Donnie Yen right there. You know, looking very Agent Smith-like. Maybe it's just the dark suit, right? Yeah. So it does look like they're going to throw down there at the end. Because there he is right there. Yeah, very Agent Smith. Our Glasswacky says, I thought Darth Maul was voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. Yeah, he was in the other John Wick movies. I'm pretty sure he was. He was the guy that gave him the clothes and stuff. Let me just see if I can copy that. Yeah, we'll look him up in just this moment. But yeah, then it's them in kind of like looks like a museum of some kind. Them starting to fight. I can't wait to see that scene. That one's going to be awesome. John Wick Chapter 4, March 24th. Yeah, start off shooting. Is he also going to be blind in this one too? Is that why he's wearing the shades? Because you would think if he's shooting at him like that he wouldn't miss. So is Donnie Yen playing another blind person in this one? Maybe, because he did in Rogue One, right? But yeah. John Wick Chapter 4. Cool trailer. Let's see what some of the comments are. This movie doesn't need a trailer. Just the name and release date and everyone will go. Can't wait to see it. Keanu is absolutely godsend. Action, sci-fi, horror, comedy, romance, video games. Man can do it all. Yeah, he's back. Fully recovered John Wick is going to be an absolute beast. Yeah, so people are still hyped for it. People still want it for sure. He was in Shaun of the Dead and Guardians of the Galaxy. Keanu just keeps getting better and better with his action movies. He does. Great to see. Yeah, Rina Sawayama is cast as Akira. Maybe she is the woman fighting with John Wick. I don't think she was fighting with... I don't think it was John Wick that she was fighting. I just think she was fighting some other henchmen, right? Let's see if I can pull that up again. Maybe I missed it. Let's see if I can pull that up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they're in the desert there. That's beautiful photography right there. Him on a horse. Chasing some camels. Yeah, this is going to be a special film. This is going to be awesome. I almost agree with a little bit of the sentiment that you don't need a trailer. But yeah, you need trailers, guys. I mean, come on. Look how hyped we got just from watching this. Let's see if I can find that girl that was in the in that helmet again. Maybe I missed it. I'm not going to scroll through the entire trailer again, guys. But I sort of am. But yeah, the photography in this looks great. I must have missed it. All right, that's it. We'll take a look at the cast list here in a moment. It's just blind luck if we land on that picture again. Yeah, I don't see it, and I can't waste any more time doing it. All right, there you go. Let me just go over and take a look at that other guy's actor's name that was in the other John Wicks. Pull up his IMDb. Yeah, because he was, right? Yeah, he was the Taylor guy. Yeah, John Wick 2. And I'm sure he was in Parabellum as well. I thought he was. God. Maybe he wasn't in Parabellum. Maybe he was just in number 2. John Wick Chapter 2, 2017. And then I thought he was maybe in John Wick number 1 as well, but I guess... I'm just scanning here, guys, and I might miss it too. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was also in Amazing Spider-Man 2, I believe. Because the word talks that he would eventually become that version of Doc Ock. I guess he wasn't. I guess he was only in John Wick Chapter 2. I thought he was in more than just one of them, though. Okay, I guess not. 1999, Star Wars, Darth Maul. Yeah, he was the voice. He was part of a Gungan Scout, too, huh? Guys, cool trailer. I kind of rambled on about that for a little bit long. Who was that girl again? Let's just see the cast list. Just to make sure that we get this properly. Because I do want to give some service here. Who would it be? It would be Rina Sawayama. Okay. I don't know who the heck she is. She a singer? Music video? Okay, so she's a singer. Well, you know what? That's not a normal. It's not an unusual situation. If she's just fighting, you know, as long, yeah, that's how you got to build up your resume as an actor too, right? If you're a singer coming into that, that's the way it's done. And who's this Natalia Katia? It would be nice if they could have had like an Ana de Armas cameo in this, but you know, John Wick's going to be cameoing in her movie, so that's fine. Because yeah, I don't even know who the heck this actress is. Well, I'll have to check that out. What do you guys think about that trailer? Let me know in the comments. Did you see my trailer reaction? All right, guys, it's Wakanda Forever today. I'm seeing it in 4 hours. I could see it in 3 hours, but I would have to see it in 3D. And that's not my bag. It's not. 3D is not my bag. But if it's yours, by all means, go out and see it in 3D. Remember, though, it would be in post-conversion 3D. It wasn't shot in 3D. So you would be just getting kind of mediocre-ish 3D. It's not for me. I'm going to see it in a normal standard theater with standard projection, the way that it was filmed, and that's the way I want to see it. Okay, so that's Ryan Coogler, Letitia Wright, and yeah, cool. So in this headline, they're saying Rebuilding Black Panther, how Wakanda Forever fought through the grief and injury to create $250 million superhero tribute. That's how much the budget was, $250 million? See, that's kind of like you're shooting yourself in the foot there with how much it is going to be. But, okay. Let's just go over and see what the buzz is for today, guys. Because something came up while I was putting up this story today. Something I was thinking about, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment here. But let's just, the tomato meter came down a little bit. It was in the 90s yesterday, right? Low 90s. Now it's down to 86 with 170 reviews. So, guys, for the first couple of days, this is the kind of movie nobody was going to really care about the reviews because they're hyped to see this. And if you're going to be watching reviews, you only want to hear one thing. It was awesome, man. It was so fantastic. Oh, I can't believe that they something so awesome. It's one of the best movies of the year. It's the best thing since sliced bread, and you're gonna love it, and you're gonna cry, and blah blah blah. I haven't even seen the movie, man. I'm saying that, but that's all people want to hear. It's one of those situations that we're in. So, guys, you know me. I'm a hardcore movie fan, but I still watch things with a measured approach. That's why I can get through things like Amsterdam, something that people hated, but I actually didn't find that it was all that bad. But Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, 86% there. And I'll talk about what I was thinking this morning here as we get through some of the snapshot reviews. Angela Bassett, yeah. And more, I'm thinking that it's going to end with more of them, just more than one of them is going to be the Black Panther from now on. I think, like I thought maybe Shuri was going to be, but I'm guessing Nakia is going to also be a Black Panther, and I'm guessing Danai Okoye will also be one for sure. I think so. But let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews from news.com. Ryan Coogler's Marvel epic is a thoughtful and emotional, weighty film, an open-hearted story that courses with a collective pain. Huh. And that's a good review? And some of these reviews have been kind of weird. Let's take a look at a bad one from The New Yorker. The performances are slotted. The performances are slotted into the plot like puzzle pieces. The script is the main product, and it's engineered with the precision of a high-tech machine with the artificial artistry to match. What the hell are you talking about, man? What kind of a review is that? That's just gobbledygook, right? Seriously, guys, what the hell is he saying? Yeah, that's just hogwash. Toronto Star. Okay, let's see what the Canadian says here. It's both a tribute to the late Chadwick Boseman and a problem for the movie that Black Panther: Wakanda Forever feels his loss so keenly. And that's something that I was thinking about this morning too. Here's the thing about the MCU movies, is that they're contained movies where if somebody died, like a General Thunderbolt Ross, you recast it with Harrison Ford. You move forward. You don't bring in a real life event and have that coerce the story. And nobody's talking about this. That's exactly what Ryan Coogler did. He brought Chadwick Boseman's death into the MCU, and I don't know if that's what Chadwick Boseman would want. He would want T'Challa to continue on. And I was thinking about that this morning. That is an angle that, like, very few people are talking about. Like, they say, well, maybe you should just recast him. But it sounds like they want to use his real life death in the fictional world of the MCU. And they want to bring in people's feelings of loss and stuff like that in real life situations. And I don't know if that's what I'm aware that that's what they're doing. But I think this is like the first time they're ever doing like this. This is like unheard of a little bit, right? That they would do something like this. We knew that it was going to happen like this for the longest time, but I don't see many other people talking about that. And you sort of hear inklings about that in the snapshot reviews that are coming out. That it's like, yeah, but in the comics, if T'Challa died, then he would also still be there in that astral plane. So how are you going to address that? That's something I'm going to be looking for. Runtime, 2 hours and 41 minutes. So it starts at 4:20. Oh, God, it's going to be 7 o'clock before I get out of this? Oh, God, Jesus. Oh, no, it's going to be like 7:20 by the time oh, God. Well, it happens. So, bummer. Bummer, man. Oh, well, I have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, guys. Okay, 4 hours, 3 hours. Yeah, I should be able to do it still. It's just, damn. Anyway, don't let me drag you down. As I said, this is a day where everybody just wants to hear one thing. It's good. It's great. You're going to be so excited to watch it. It's one of the most phenomenal things ever. That's all that people want to hear. So maybe they just won't hear my little critique and criticisms here. Our Glass Viking says runtime is the only real criticism. Ryan Coogler getting high praise regardless. He had already penned a Chadwick Boseman sequel and had to start again. I have nothing but admiration for him. But why would he have to start again? If they did the normal thing, they'd just recast the role and they wouldn't have to restart nothing. That's the thing, right? They brought a real life situation into the MCU world. And I don't know if they should have done that. It's just something about that just gives me pause. And I know they used it as a cast to try to heal cathartically. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I won't rag on that anymore. As I said, it's just people want to hear good things, and that's all. For variety, it's got a big thing up on there. Wakanda Forever. I'm still excited. Like, they showed some of the TV spots this morning that I saw, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of intrigued by this. When they showed, I think it was Lupita Nyong'o's character in her suit in the TV spot. So I think it was one of hers. I don't know. That's what I'm guessing. It wasn't the Shuri in her costume. Yeah. It's just kind of like, I don't know. It is what it is. Pay attention for my straight out of the theater reaction. In fact, follow me on all the other social media handles, guys. I'll publish something before I go in on the stories page for my Instagram and my TikToks, because I don't have access to stories on YouTube yet, guys. If I did, I would put it up. But yeah, follow my journey through Wakanda Forever, and we'll do that. And then tomorrow, we'll do a normal review for it, and then we'll do a spoiler discussion for it tomorrow. I know people who would prefer to wait to do a spoiler discussion till after the weekend, but it's kind of one of those things. It's going to be, the market will be flooded, and if I don't get mine up, like, spoiler discussions will be up later tonight. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's move on. Ryan Coogler. For an Avengers movie? Arglass says, I suppose it was loyalty for Chadwick's memory and a cathartic exercise for the fans. Yeah, but why? We fans mourn in a different way, and I mourned in a different way, right? I get the recasting on him, I totally do. Yeah. But we understand that. We understand that if somebody else comes in and plays a character, the MCU has already done it lots. They've recast characters. Okay. Anyway, Ryan Coogler. Avengers? Was he going to direct Secret Wars? The word talks about that, right? Kevin Feige debunks rumors that Ryan Coogler involvement in Avengers Secret Wars. So, if it's coming from the horse's mouth here, or Feige himself, in Feige we trust, he says, I would want Ryan to do anything at any time because he's a singular talent and a great person to spend years with. But no, in all honesty, there have been no conversations. We've not spoken to him about Secret Wars. And if it's coming from Feige, yeah, I believe what he's saying. They've slated Secret Wars, and I'm sure they got an idea for who they want to direct it, because they brought on the director for Kang Dynasty, right? So I'm pretty sure that whatever this is going to be, I'm sure they already have somebody in mind, but by the sounds of it, it's not going to be Coogler, which will bum some people out. But Coogler's got his own things going on. I want to see that. Destin Cretton and Jeff Loveness are doing Kang Dynasty. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Secret Wars, it's still not due out for like another 3 years, right, guys? So, yeah. Secret Wars, 4 years. We're still 4 years away from Secret Wars, so don't worry about that one. But Coogler, I don't know, maybe they could still turn it around and have him come on board. But as of now, Ryan Coogler's out of Avengers. Well, he was never in Avengers Secret Wars. But talking about Kang Dynasty, let's go on to that. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi Simu Liu hints at his casting in Avengers Kang Dynasty. Well, we kind of figure, well, it's Avengers, so you got to bring in the current heroes for this, right? Shang-Chi star Simu Liu hints at his casting in Kang Dynasty. And they got to start bringing this back into the Avengers movies. Start building towards the Avengers movies again, because Phase 4 was all over the place. It was kind of like, what does this have to do with anything? What does this post-credit scene have to do with the next movie? Nothing. Now, I liked the setup for Shang-Chi. The third act was just a cartoon, and I was kind of like, nah, that's not working for me. But I know a lot of people liked it, so there you go. Kang Dynasty. Yeah, that's about expected. I expect him and Wong to be like the central characters. That'll be like, the leaders of the Avengers team, because it seems like Thor's not going to be that leader, and it seems like Doctor Strange is not going to be that leader, and who knows about Spider-Man, if he's going to be back in it or not. I'm sure he will be in some capacity later on down the line, but it makes sense that Shang-Chi would be that main person, right? Why not? The actor wrapped up praise. Cretin directing the movie. Yeah, Cretin is directing this movie. So he says, I'm so excited to get to work with him again. The outlet then asked if that confirms he'll return for Shang-Chi Avengers the Kang Dynasty, leading to his response, I would think so. I would hope so. Don't take my word for it. What? No, he's going to be in there. Well, because, Chris Evans isn't going to be there. Robert Downey's not going to be there. Scarlett Johansson's not going to be there. Chadwick Boseman's not going to be there. So that pretty much takes, and Thor's not going to be there. He'll be there, but he won't be like the leader. So it takes all those people off the table. It leaves, it's just, obviously Ant-Man will be there if Kang is the bad guy, right? Because we're going to see Kang on the big screen in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. But that just about makes sense, right? I'm looking forward to the new Avengers' first interactions with each other. Yeah, me too. Where they all get to see each other again, or at least see each other like the first time, just the way that Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America all met fighting with each other. We'll have to see how that goes. Talking about Captain America, Chris Evans. Chris Evans is going to be in this movie Red One. And The Rock. He's going to be with The Rock. The Rock shares more Red One images, reveals J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie, and it's kind of like, I'm guessing it's these two are going to be dads that fight over toys for their kids or something like that. But it's going to have J.K. Simmons as Santa Claus. Well, that's kind of cool. Why not? And there's J.K. Yeah, you can just recognize him by that smile on his face, right? He's going to be the mall Santa, obviously. Yeah, The Rock is really good at marketing this stuff. This is up on his Instagram. 346 million followers. Unbelievable. Yeah, people follow him. People pay attention to what he's saying. So, Red One is due out next year, guys. Chris Evans, Sexiest Man Alive, with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'll be looking forward to this one. And J.K. Simmons, Santa Claus. Yeah, I dig it. Now, this is the headline that I want to talk about. Mortal Kombat 2. Finally got a small update. It's not much because, let's just take a look at what it says. Mortal Kombat 2 star Louis Tan teases insane and bigger sequel. Bigger for you? Cole Young? No. Seriously? You should be dead in the first 5 minutes of this next episode, man. We don't care about Cole Young. We want Johnny Cage. We want Sonya Blade and Liu Kang. We don't care about Cole Young. I thought by now the studio would understand that. The writers, the producers, the director would understand. No, people didn't like this Cole Young guy. He was the butt of many jokes. But apparently he's going to have a big role in it again. Let's see what Louis Tan said about this movie. Well, it impacts a lot, but not really us in particular, because New Line is the studio that it is under, the branch of Warner Bros. But they're very happy with the movie, and obviously it performed really well. It's one of the most viewed films of their Warner Bros. Slate. Really? Is it? Maybe on the streaming service he's talking about. I don't know. Even though it came out at the worst time ever possible, but no, we're full steam ahead. And now we have Ed Boon on with us as well, so we got the stamp of approval from the legend himself. Number 2 is going to be absolutely insane and way bigger. And hopefully it's about the actual tournament. Because the first one wasn't really. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's kind of like making a Mortal Kombat movie without Mortal Kombat. It's sort of like making a Halloween movie without Michael Myers in it. Who would do something as audacious as that, right? Nobody would do that, right? Right? Yeah. Anyway, they did. So, they did a Mortal Kombat movie without the tournament. Nicola, they want Johnny Cage in this one, and he's expected to come back. So, but once he's there, see, that's the thing. Once the first Mortal Kombat, like the Cole Young character met Liu Kang and Sonya Blade, it's kind of like, I want to follow Sonya Blade and Liu Kang. I don't care about you, dude. I don't. And you're not a good actor either. I hate to say it, Louis Tang, but you're not a good actor. We just want to see. We want to see the trio: Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, and Liu Kang. That's what I want to see. And why wouldn't you give that to us? Listen to the fans, producers. That's what we want. The movie proved the massive streaming hit. Yes, it was on HBO Max. Maybe if it's on Crave, we'll do a watch along for Mortal Kombat. Yeah, we should. They shouldn't have killed Kung Lao, my favorite character. I'll forgive them for a decent Johnny Cage. Yeah. Well, Kung Lao, they kind of changed around the mythos with that, right? Because he was supposed to be he was like in the prequels, like he was way before Liu Kang, right? Anyway, supposed to be bigger and more insane, and that's all that headline was. Still no production start date yet for that. I thought it would be underway. I thought it was actually, but from what I understand, it's not. I haven't been able to find anything concrete. Galaxy Quest 2. I really like Galaxy Quest, but Tim Allen confirms Galaxy Quest 2 talks are still happening. How can that be with Alan Rickman passed on now? How could they possibly do that? Well, let's just take a look at his quote here first from Tim Allen. I guess this was in an interview with comicbook.com where he says, he was asked about it and he said, consistently, the crew and everybody else with the Galaxy Quest has been fighting to do this. Moments later, when the Thermians come back, so the bad guys from the first movie come back, we literally just talked about this yesterday, a group of us here, and we don't know why it hasn't happened. There's been a script, and our friend Alan Rickman passed away, so that script involving he and I and the whole story disappeared. The story itself was so clever and fun. I love that crew, and I love everything about Galaxy Quest. But here's the thing. You know what? To actually give a little bit of praise for something today that I was a little bit harsh on. Sam Rockwell's, his stock has gone up a lot too. So he could probably step up and maybe fill the gap that would be lost from an Alan Rickman. You can get the rest of the cast back here. But maybe you could take a real life event and fill, like, what would the cast do in that situation, right? That he's gone, like they would acknowledge that in the movie. You could still make a movie because it's not unheard of. They just made a Black Panther movie without this guy. So why couldn't you make a Galaxy Quest without Rickman? I think you could. You just have to alter some of the script a little bit. I know it would be lacking. I know that's the number one thing that everybody would be talking about. But I think with some decent care of the script, something like that could come along. And I would be up for a Galaxy Quest 2. But by the sounds of it, it's just talks right now. Nothing concrete has come along for that. Spaceballs 2 would be a good pitch to me as Galaxy Quest. Rick Moranis is still funny, says Hourglass. Yeah. I can't wait to see Rick Moranis come back. Constantine 2. The Constantine director says Keanu Reeves' DC sequel doesn't have a story yet. What? They announced the director, Francis Lawrence, but what? They haven't had a script yet. See, now that does, like, they announced that he was coming back for it, but there's no script. What? Francis Lawrence has given an update to comicbook.com. We don't have a script, but Keanu and me and Akiva Goldsman, who all worked on the first one together, have been trying over the years to get another one going. It's been tricky because of DC Vertigo world and who owns the character and who has control over the characters, trying to get the right people to go forward. We've got that now, and now we need the story. We'd all love to do it. So they greenlit everything, but without a story, guys. See, now that's backwards. You should have the story first, and then you go out and say, "Oh, hey, Keanu, you know what? We got the story for this. Is what the story's going to be. Is it something that you want to do?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, okay, let's try to get that ball rolling." Why would you go out and try to get him first without the story, guys? Seriously. The script should be done. It's kind of like you're flying by the seat of your pants. And haven't you learned anything from the Star Wars sequel trilogy? All of those stories should have been written even before Episode 7 started shooting. And they weren't. And it's not that hard. Get the writer's room together and write out. Don't think of these huge, grandiose things like Avatar's doing, where it's got to be split up into like 5 different movies. It's just, oh my God. Keep it small. Keep it simple. If you it doesn't have to be that hard. But anyway, I'm still keeping my hopes high for Constantine 2, and I want to see Keanu Reeves back in this role for sure, and this world. I really do. Okay. Could they bring that into the other universes? I think they could. Yeah. Okay, let's go into a little bit of the business news side of things here, guys. I'm not going to try to bore you with this, but it is kind of important. AMC Entertainment CEO says theaters have one problem, and it's not COVID, streamers, or Windows. We need more movies, update says. Well, what the heck? There's lots of movies, but maybe not movies that people want to go to the theater to watch. Because when something's 3 hours, you'd rather just sit home on your couch so you can hit the pause button. Yeah. Sorry, I'm ragging about run times again. But here, CEO Adam Aron shrugged off COVID and said that above all else, the movie theater operators need more movies because people just aren't going. Well, the other thing is this too. They need good movies. Right now, things have been kind of mediocre. Mediocre fare. Like Black Adam was pretty good. That was a good theater experience. Sorry, I got to wet my whistle. But what else has come out that has really made you go, whoo, right? That you have to say, you got to check that out on the big screen. And not all movies have to be like that. But, it's just kind of like people just aren't going out to see it. And it's kind of a bummer. At this point, there's only one topic that should be at the tip of all of our tongues, he said in a conference about earnings and stuff like that. Pick up the pace. There's considerably progress. And people are really looking for this. The theaters are looking forward to Black Panther today coming into the theaters because it's going to boost attendance so they can make their money with the popcorn and stuff like that. But that's the other thing, too, is that people just, there's movies like Amsterdam that probably would have been better as a streaming movie. People just didn't want to go to the theater to see that. But then why would you put $200 million into it, right? Or like $100 million into the budget for something like that? It just boggles my mind. Anyway, it's easy to... no, I'm not reading that one. As weird as some of his choices have been, Aaron is kind of right about this. If you want people to go to the movies, you have to have good movies to show. Studios have been sending so many features straight to the streamers. That's a bit of a problem too, straight to the streaming. Like you got a movie out there that's good, just like Predator Prey was really good, but it went straight to streaming. And I think that one would have done well in the theater. Hellraiser was right at the beginning of October. You would have made money in the theater on that. You would have. But they didn't want to do that. They sent it straight to the streaming. And people get into that mindset then. It's kind of like, well, if it's just going to be on streaming in a couple of weeks, why would I go to the theater to see it with a bunch of people on their phones, hooting and hollering, or just not giving a damn as to what the hell's going on at the theater? Yeah, that's. I have to admit too, as a movie fan myself, I have to admit that I feel that in the theater too. Just the apathy of people. They just don't care about other people around them. And if the movie's bad, then they're constantly on their phone. The experience itself is not as joyful as it used to be. And phones have to have a lot to do with that. Phones. Anyway, I worked for AMC over 30 years, and thank you for the card for the bonus. I don't know what the heck that is. But yeah, between the streaming stuff, it's just kind of like people just aren't wanting to go out and see the theaters because if it's not good and if it doesn't have that word of mouth, and maybe it's just marketing, right? The marketing has not been as good for some of these movies, because you should be able to market something, and if it's not good, you should be able to spin it in a way that will appeal to people. You should be able to at least do that. Yeah, you're selling them a mixed bag, some magic beans or something, but at least you should be able to sell it in the marketing. I blame a lot of the marketing out there too, because you look at the marketing for Amsterdam and you're like, what the heck is this movie, right? What was another big one that just bombed recently? There's been a couple of them that's been just kind of like, oh, it's got all of these actors in it, it's got all this big director, and it just didn't do so well. But yeah, anyway, I'm not going to rag on that. Steven Spielberg has come out and said something about this too. So let's take a look at what he said. Spielberg says filmmakers were thrown under the bus by Warner Bros. HBO Max strategy. He's just kind of reiterating here just what we're talking about. Because that year that they switched everything to be theater and streaming at the same time, yeah, and we know about this, about like it made people like Christopher Nolan upset. I can't believe that they released Dune at the same time on the streaming service, because that hurt the movie. Luckily, it didn't hurt it enough that at least we were going to get part 2. But I mean, it should have made a lot more money. Dune Part 1. But yeah, Spielberg came out and said this. Wednesday, he felt his fellow filmmakers were thrown under the bus by Warner Bros. In a surprise announcement. So yeah, Christopher Nolan was among notable names who criticized the decision. We all had lunch together this week, and I guess this was one of the topics. So yeah, they paid off the films and were suddenly relegated to HBO Max, and that it wasn't just good. It wasn't good for people's mindsets, right? To say, well, maybe I won't go to the theater. I'll just wait till it comes out on streaming. It's no big deal, right? And that's sort of what people are doing. I find myself that that's what I'm doing. And I usually go to a movie a week, guys. I do. So I do find myself saying, well, maybe I'll wait for that one, come on streaming. But at least Spielberg has stepped up here, and he said something about this situation. Art Glasswacki says the Adam Project should be been released in cinema as well as Predator Prey. Yeah, Adam Project would have done. I think it would have done. No, I don't know. Maybe it would have made a cool $5 million. Why would you say no to that? Pray if Netflix and like other movies in Cineworld, that etc. would boost its attendance, surely. Yeah, because it's just for over the last month for sure. Even in Black Adam, it's kind of like the theater was never full. It was sparsely full, but it wasn't kind of like, I haven't been in a packed theater in a while, and I don't know if I really want to be. Yeah, I don't want to be. I think the last packed movie I was in was Spider-Man No Way Home, and that was opening day because I had to see that movie, right? That's the thing. Spider-Man No Way Home is a movie that you're kind of like, I have to see that one. You know, I'll be honest with you. If Wakanda Forever was coming out in next week on streaming, I wouldn't be going today to see it. I'd be waiting to stream it next week because I just it's not one of those movies that I have to see. It's not. It's just one of those movies. It's there. It's not. It doesn't have that clout of me wanting to go out to the theaters, and that's part of the problem. That one comment said. It's just you got to bring out movies that bring that kind of joy to people, that drive that. Hey, I really got to go check this out. Because it's few and far between movies like Smile where you hear from just a word of mouth that people say, you got to check this out, man. You got to go check out Smile. And that's why Smile did so well, right? And Barbarian, right? So there you go. It's just, it is what it is. We'll have to see how things change around. I think it'll come around for theaters once things start going around. Once things start to pick up here. I know there was a lull here because of visual effects houses were bogged down to bring out the big films and stuff like that. We're slowly getting past that now. So hopefully theaters will start to rise again and people come out to see stuff. Okay. Let's move on to something called hit or miss. And we're going to talk about this kind of stuff. Actually, sorry. Got an Andor story here. Hey, we just watched episode 10 of Andor yesterday, guys, and this is the best Star Wars we've seen in a long time. It easily surpasses Book of Boba Fett, even Obi-Wan. Guys, out of those three, I'd tell you to watch Andor first. Mandalorian still is up there as probably the one that's the must see, but after that, guys, Andor is the next one that I say check this out because it's great Star Wars. And Andy Serkis talks episode 10's emotional moment and dreading Snoke Kino fan theories. Yeah, we already saw that last week. That people were already speculating that his character Kino is gonna be someday transformed into Supreme Leader Snoke. No, no. I'm not going to spoil what happened in last week's episode, but it was a jailbreak, guys. And he was kind of like the line lead, the cell block lead in the jail for the inmates, and he kind of led everybody out. Well, this is jailbreak. You know that that's not the spoiler. How they get out and stuff like that, that's the spoiler. So I'm not going to talk about that, but Andy Serkis did such a great job in that. And I totally, guys, this is one of those situations where we said it's word of mouth. You got to tell your friends that, and tell other Star Wars fans, casual fans, Andor is quality television. It's right up there with like things like House of Dragon and Rings of Power, even though I know a lot of people didn't like Rings of Power either, but I liked it. And Andor's better than that. Right now, I would probably even say it almost rivals that with House of the Dragon. And the performances in this have been spectacular. Diego Luna, and even like the small roles here with Andy Serkis have been phenomenal. Like they're giving in their all. And Stellan Skarsgård gave a huge monologue at the end of episode 10 here, and it was great. I recommend that you go over and check out the playlist for that, guys, because it's great Star Wars. It really is. Okay, let's move on to this next little thing here. I got a couple of news stories lined up, and I'm going to tell you if it's a hit or miss. And if it's a hit, then we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, then we'll move on. First up, Universal partners with Snoop Dogg's newly formed Death Row Pictures for biopic. Is that a hit or a miss? You want to see a movie about Snoop Dogg? I would say that's a hit. Yes, I do. Alan Hughes to direct about the iconic rapper. Cool. Yeah, that's definitely a hit in my books. I want to learn more about Snoop for sure. And Alan Hughes is going to direct this. So let's see what happened here. From Snoop, he says, I waited a long time to put this project together because I wanted to choose the right director, the perfect writer, and the greatest movie company I could partner with that could understand the legacy that I'm trying to portray on screen and the memory I'm trying to leave behind, said Snoop. It was a perfect marriage. It was holy matrimony and not holy macaroni. So you get a little bit of his sense of humor in there too. So that's cool. Yeah, I'd totally watch a biopic about Snoop Dogg. Now, yeah, and you'd have to bring in people like his interactions with Dr. Dre and stuff like that. That's all. I want to see all that stuff. Tupac would be in there, right? Because he's been there for a long time, and that's something that I wouldn't want to see. I'd say that headline is a hit. I would love to see a Snoop Dogg biopic. That's one that, yeah, I want to see that for sure. So that movie, what I would say, or sorry, that news story I would say is a hit. Starlight Girl says, hey, how's it going? We're just talking about some movie news headlines, doing a segment here called Hit or Miss, as some of these headlines are hits or misses. Arglass says, I'd like Straight Outta Compton, so if Snoop was on the same vein, I'd enjoy the storytelling. Yeah, for sure. Next up in this little block for Hit or Miss is Britney Spears pushes back against doing a biopic about her life. So the pop star's comments followed Millie Bobby Brown saying she wanted to star as Spears in her story in the right way. Now, is this a hit or a miss? It's a miss, right? We don't. Britney, we know that she had struggles with her mental health and stuff, and things went off the rails. Do we need to see that yet? She's still alive, so she would have to consent to it. Doesn't sound like she's going to consent to it. And would you want to see Millie Bobby Brown as a young Britney? No, I don't know if that one's a good fit. So I'd say that story's kind of a miss, but hey, it's out there. What's up next? Jennifer Aniston says there's no more movie stars and hates social media. It's torture for me. This is a miss. What do you mean there's no more movie stars? I think Tom Cruise would kind of disagree with you. I think The Rock, with 346 million followers on his Instagram, would disagree with you about there being no more movie stars. So for me, this story is a miss. But she says she doesn't like social media. And is she, I like her as an actress, but has she really been in any huge hits? Not that I can recollect. She was in We're the Millers. I think is probably my favorite one. I know a lot of people liked her in Bad Bosses, but she's done some rom-coms, but it's kind of like meh. Yeah, I don't really need to know more about that. That's a miss. That story's a miss. Here's another miss. You guys know how much I love Millie Bobby Brown because we just watched Enola Holmes 2. But I mean, Millie Bobby Brown hated eating waffles on Stranger Things. Now, why is this a headline? Seriously, why? Yeah, she just talks about her eating waffles on, like, was it season 1 that they were dry and she had to spit them out? Why is that a headline? Oh, and guys, sorry, talking about my Enola Holmes, that got blocked. So I've taken it down. I'm gonna be retinkering the audio, and maybe we'll try to get that back up. And if it can't get back up, I might just put it up on the Patreon. I really need to get the Patreon going, guys, because I know lots of people out there use it. I don't, but maybe that's a good place for me to put it. Maybe I should just put it straight up there. Yeah, maybe I will do that. Just not worry about all the copyright stuff. Just, hey, if you want to check out my Enola Holmes 2 watch along, 255 people watched it before it got blocked. You can watch it on Patreon. Yeah, maybe I'll do that later this afternoon. Yeah. Okay, so continuing on with some more hit and miss headlines. Jason Momoa clarifies Zack Snyder's involvement in cryptic new project. Yeah, the other day he said that there was like this new thing that his dreams come true project. People all thought that it was going to be about Zack Snyder or Justice League 2. I think this one's sort of a hit because it's about clarifying something. Is it going to be Lobo? Who knows? So he was talking about James Gunn in his main comment, but people kind of construed it to mean Zach. These two have no relation. It was 2 days of amazing news that is like beyond the one that trumps the DC one. No. You have to dig deeper. It's the Holy Grail, and it's different than the DC thing. And I really can't say anything. That's it. So it's different. So he would be involved with a different project than maybe a Justice League. I don't know. I don't know. That's maybe kind of a miss headline, perhaps. Then Arglass Wacky says the entire cast of Dune would disagree with Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, for sure. Timothée Chalamet definitely is a movie star. Austin Butler is going to be a huge one too. Florence Pugh, I think, is definitely a movie star. Oscar Isaac for sure. Although he's not going to be in Doom Part 2. Anyway, or maybe in a flashback sequence. I don't know. Arglass Viking says that's a shame about Enola. Yeah, well, it happens. Like it's the Enola Holmes 2 was up there for like 4 days. And it wasn't like till yesterday morning it got blocked. I was like, what the heck? And I played it pretty kosher. Maybe I left the audio on a little bit too long. I'll go through that and scrub it out. They blocked the whole thing. Usually if they block something for the sound, they only tell you like, oh, for 2 minutes here, it's too long. But they blocked the whole thing. So maybe it is safer for me to put it back up on Patreon. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I got the original copy, so it's no big deal. What's another hit or miss headline? Kirsten Bell, This Saves Lives, acquired by Good World for nearly $5 million. What's this? This Saves Lives. So it's kind of like a food kit with snacks that help out children, starving children. That's a hit. This is a hit headline because I like Kirsten Bell. She's involved with some humanitarian work. Cool. Is being acquired by Good Worldwide for just under $5 million. Snack company to end childhood hunger. Kudos. Yeah, she's got a good head on her shoulders for sure, right, guys? I do like Kirsten Bell. I do. I want to see more projects from her. That's a hit. That's a hit headline for sure. And I think that's we got a few more in the hit or miss. Wind River sequel announced from Falcon and Winter Soldier director. What? How could you have a sequel to that? I really liked Wind River. That was with Elizabeth Olsen and the guy plays Hawkeye. Sorry, why am I forgetting his name right now? But yeah, what the heck? How could you? I guess you could tell more people, more females that were taken. Yeah. In Wind River, the next chapter, terror has escalated on the Wind River Reservation as a series of ritualistic murders remain unsolved. The synopsis reads, the FBI enlists an aid of Hansen, a newly minted tracker of the U.S. Fish and Game, who becomes enrolled in a desperate and dangerous fight between authorities, a vigilante, and a reservation he calls home. Well, I don't know if they could have Graham Greene in the sequel either. Jeremy Renner. Sorry, I forgot his name there for a second. Jeremy Renner. So it sounds like it won't have Jeremy Renner in it. And it sounds like it won't. Maybe it would have Elizabeth Olsen, but I don't think so. I guess they didn't really clarify if Graham Greene died or not. Because there was guys, if you haven't seen Wind River, it's got probably one of the best shootouts in the last 5 years, right? That was in 2017. That's 5 years. Yeah, it's the last 10 years probably one of the best on screen. Like it felt like it was a real shootout. Like, yeah, it's not one of those things where people get shot by one thing and then they're dead. Like your body can sustain injury and get shot a couple times and you won't die. It was portrayed like that, and it was kind of like that shootout was phenomenal. But who's this Hansen? I had to look it up. This Hansen character, he was actually an addict in that movie. He was getting arrested in that movie, so he would be reformed, I guess, in this story, and he would be taking over the Jeremy Renner role. I don't know if I like the sounds of that. I'd say the story is a hit, but it's kind of like. As a headline, it's a hit, but I don't know if it's a movie that I really want to check out. I know that it needs more attention. Like there's a lot of especially females that go missing on the reservations. It's terrible. It's awful. One final thing here, guys. It's Guillermo del Toro was going to make a movie called At the Mountains of Madness, based on a H.P. Lovecraft idea, right? And I guess he's taken to his social media to reveal a little bit of a pre-visualization sequence of a monster at the Mountains of Madness. And we'll take a look again at this at the Horror Weekly Roundup. I'll probably even play the entire clip. There's like a monster in the background. Some guy's just packing up some supplies or something, and this weird monster comes up behind him. And yeah, he reaches for his weapon. Very interesting design at the Mountains of Madness, if you like Guillermo del Toro. It looks like it grabs him there too. Fascinating. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's cool. And that's a project that everybody really wanted to see from Del Toro, but he just couldn't get the funding for it. The studios weren't backing it. Hopefully after this year, from Cabinet of Curiosities and Pinocchio, because Pinocchio looks phenomenal. I hope that that he'll get enough resources or enough clout that maybe this movie At the Mountains of Madness could see the light of day. Because it sounds like, well, at least it looks like, would have been something rather special. Yeah. All right, guys, what do you think about that little segment of hit or miss? There was another story in there I was going to throw in, but it was a little more of a political thing. I didn't want to do that. Geez, it's an hour already. Geez. Okay. Well, let me pull up the old Twitterverse and see if anything else out there is that perhaps that we missed, and we'll round out the show today. I don't have any other shorts in mind that I could publish from this. We'll get the highlight reel from the John Wick trailer, and I think that's all today, because I'm going to publish the I'm going to publish my straight out of the theater reaction, and that'll be on my short of the day. So yeah. Yeah, let's go over to the Twitterverse and see what's there. We'll round out the day there. Why not? Okay. Sandra O. Okay. HBO and A24 is The Sympathizer. Brandon Pereira has been selected BAFTA Breakthrough. I don't recognize him. John Wick 4 trailer. Yep, that was cool. Happy birthday, Taron Egerton. Cool. It's his birthday, huh? Well, happy birthday, dude. And yeah, that suit. I want a suit like that. Pinstripes. And you know what? I really liked him in that. That was John Elton's movie, right? He was good in that. He was really good in that. Hit or miss segment is a good segment. I learned more than I realized. I totally thought Graham Greene survived Wind River, but alas no. Well, he got shot, and I think he got shot in the neck. He fell down, but then the movie never went back to that. So he could have survived. I mean, she took one right to the chest. So she if she survived, he could have survived maybe. Why not? Hey, maybe I'll pull that up here too. We'll take a no, I don't want to spoil it for people, because that shootout is phenomenal. It really was. And you know who else was in that? The Punisher was in that. He had like a small cameo. Studio Ghibli and Lucasfilm seemed to hint at possible collaboration. Well, that would be cool. I like Studio Ghibli a lot. Princess Mononoke is my favorite one. You look great in all those looks, James. Thanks. Studio Ghibli, yeah, that would be cool. Working with Lucasfilm, could they make some kind of anime spin-off on that one? I know a lot of people like Spirited Away, but yeah. Falling for Christmas. This is that Lindsay Lohan movie on Netflix. A newly engaged. I hope this works out for her. I really do. And if it comes, like if people if it resonates with people, and she wants to come back to acting and all that stuff, good for her. Good for her. A newly engaged, spoiled hotel heiress gets into a skiing accident, suffers from an amnesia, and finds herself in the care of a lodge owner in the days leading up to Christmas. Well, yeah, that's very rom-com fairish kind of stuff. Yeah. Warrior Nun Season 2 is now out on Netflix. Ryan Wilson has changed his name to Rainfall Heatwave Extreme Winter Wilson. What? Oh, is he a tree hugger? To raise awareness about environment crisis and rapid warming of the Arctic region. Hey, I grew up in the Yukon Territory. Nobody's like, well, not nobody, but I mean, I'm definitely concerned about, global warming. But I'm changing his name. Okay. Well, and do what you want to do, man. Have at it. Journey Smollett. Anya Taylor-Joy. She was just they just published a small clip of the menu that's coming out later today. So she looked good in those little highlight reels. And of course, she always looks good in a black and white shot there. The Queen's Gambit, Emma. And Last Night in Soho, I really liked her in that. Northman was obviously awesome. I liked her in Queen's Gambit a lot. What's this? She's on the back of a horse? Seriously? Hey. Oh, do I have to accept your cookies to look at that picture? Fine. Woman of the Year 2022. Cool. It's kind of provocative, isn't it? I dig it. Anya Taylor-Joy was offered a Disney pilot and The Witch at the same time. And she chose The Witch. I just had this really good feeling about The Witch that made me willing to forego the Disney experience for the thing that felt unknown to me, the thing that felt sacred. Well, I'm glad that she took The Witch, because that was a really good, yeah, she really stole the show in that movie. Well, lots of Anya Taylor-Joy, because she's the Woman of the Year, right, for Bazaar. That Bazaar. Florence Pugh, The Wonder, Press. And that's something I want to see too. It's only provocative if you're the horse. I meant with her legs, being bare, right? Whatever. Lupita Nyong'o and Tenoch Huerta dancing at Wakanda Forever premiere. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Lupita Nyong'o in this. I want to see what she does, because she's going to be in that spin-off of Quiet Place, right? Quiet Place Day 1, so I'm looking forward to that. And if you follow Lupita on social media, she posts a lot of fun things on her Instagram. No, I couldn't do that move, because if I did that, as soon as I moved down like that, the ass would split out of my pants. And he's lucky that it didn't. Oh, yeah. Marcel with the shell and the shoe on. I don't know what the heck that is. This is an animated movie. Okay. Warrior Nun. More Anya. Thomas Doherty. Timothée Chalamet. Bones and All. Yeah, that's one that I'm looking forward to. Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I think we all agreed that one's the biopic. We want to see that one. And then we're back to Wakanda Forever. That's the one that is out today, and I think that's a good place to leave that one there for sure. That's all I got in the tank for today, guys. Pay attention later on today for my straight out of the theater reaction. Should be up around 7 o'clock, I guess. Maybe a little bit after that. Maybe around 9 o'clock. I don't know, because I got a meeting that I got to go to at 8 to sort out some issues about stuff. Because I like to put the graphics and stuff on it, and I can't do that on my phone. But I don't know. We'll see. It'll be up later on today anyway. Anybody who wants to see it, are seeing it regardless today. They don't need to know it. And we're seeing Wakanda Forever. All right. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I may come on and do some streaming stuff later on today, like in between here, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Join us tomorrow for more movie news, and we'll be doing a Wakanda Forever spoiler discussion tomorrow. It won't be part of the main show. We'll do that afterwards. So tomorrow afternoon we'll do a Wakanda Forever spoiler discussion. I know it'll be live too. So we'll see you there tomorrow on Mirror Domains. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.